Welcome everyone to Silver Narratives. Today's video is not just another motivational talk that sounds good for a few minutes and then fades away. This is a wake-up call, a deep reminder, and a message that can truly change the direction of your life if you let it. We are not going to talk about big dreams or imaginary success stories. Instead, we are going to talk about the one real thing that turns dreams into reality: consistency. This message comes straight from the heart, because talent alone means nothing without consistent action. I have seen many talented people with great skills, strong ideas, and big potential sitting at home, doing nothing with their lives. At the same time, I have seen very average people achieve extraordinary success simply because they showed up, worked hard, and stayed consistent every single day. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You do not need to be rich, powerful, or perfect. You do not need perfect English, a strong background, or people supporting you all the time. What you truly need is the courage to choose one thing and work on it daily, even when you feel tired, confused, or unmotivated. Your life is not built in one day, and it is not changed by one big decision. Your life is shaped by the small actions you repeat again and again. That is the real power of consistency. In this video, I will explain this concept from the very beginning using simple and clear language so even beginners can understand. I will share real-life examples and meaningful stories that will make you think deeply and feel something inside. If you truly want to grow, if you are tired of quitting again and again, and if you want to create the life you dream about, then watch this video till the very end. This is not fake motivation, and it is not sweet words meant to impress you. This video is built on truth. It is honest, direct, and real, because real change only comes from real words. If you feel stuck, exhausted, or feel like your life is not moving forward, this message is for you. Not just to motivate you for a few minutes, but to wake up something powerful inside you that has been sleeping for a long time. Let's talk about the one habit that can completely transform your life. Let's talk about consistency. And always remember, on this channel you don't just learn English. You learn how to live better, how to grow as a person, and how to become stronger from the inside. So make sure you subscribe and join us on this journey, where we aim to learn something new every single day, step by step, together. Now let's begin with the most important question, right from the root: what is consistency? Consistency means showing up again and again, even when you feel tired, even when you don't feel motivated, even when you are scared, broken, or when no one is appreciating your effort. It means you continue to move forward quietly, without applause, without praise, and without excuses. Consistency is not about doing something big once and then giving up. It is about doing something small every day and never stopping. It is not about being perfect. It is about being present, again and again, no matter how you feel. Let's understand this with a simple example. If you want to become fluent in English, do you really think it will happen in one day or even 1 week? Of course not. But if you speak just 5 new English sentences every day, watch one English video daily, and read a small paragraph regularly, something powerful starts to happen. After 6 months, and especially after 1 year, your mind begins to think in English. Your tongue becomes more confident. Words come out naturally. That is the true power of consistency working silently in the background. Now think about fitness. If you go to the gym one day and exercise for 3 hours, then disappear for 2 months, will your body change? No, it won't. But if you walk for just 30 minutes every day, Do 20 push-ups, and eat a little healthier, you will feel the difference in 3 months. In 6 months, other people will start to notice. That is how consistency changes lives, slowly, quietly, but permanently. In 1 year, you can completely transform your life. The real problem is that most people want fast results. They try something big once, expect instant success, and when it doesn't happen, they stop. But the people who truly win are different. They are the ones who do small things every day with big love, strong discipline, and deep commitment. Consistency is not magic, but the results it creates often feel like magic because they change you slowly and powerfully over time. Real success is not loud or sudden, it is quiet, patient, and built daily. Now let's talk about why people fail without consistency, and let me be very honest here. Most people do not fail because they are not smart enough. They fail because they lack discipline, patience, and consistency. This is a truth many people avoid saying. Winners are not special or superhuman. They are simply consistent. I personally know people who started with nothing, no money, no support, no confidence, and no audience. But they chose one path and showed up for it every single day. Today, they are building businesses, inspiring others, and living the life they once only dreamed about. Not because of luck, but because of consistency. Let me share a powerful example to explain this. Think about the bamboo tree. When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing seems to happen for 5 years. You water it daily, give it sunlight, and take care of it, yet you see no growth. Then, suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo grows up to 80 feet in just 6 weeks. So the question is, did it grow in 6 weeks or in 5 years? The real answer is 5 years, because during all that time, its roots were growing deep underground. Life works the same way. You may not see results in the beginning, but that does not mean nothing is happening. If you stop, you destroy your own progress. But if you keep going, one day you rise, and when you rise fast. Never confuse slow growth with no growth. Now let's move to the third point, how consistency builds self-respect. This is one of the most underrated benefits of being consistent. Consistency does not just build your skills or your success. It builds you as a person, from the inside out. Every time you make a promise to yourself and keep it, something powerful happens inside you. When you say, "I will wake up early," and you actually do it, you begin to build trust with yourself. When you tell yourself, "I will practice today," and you follow through, you slowly start feeling stronger, prouder, and more confident. But the opposite is also true. Every time you say you will do something and then don't do it, you lose a small piece of your self-respect. Over time, this creates a dangerous inner voice that says, "I can't stick to anything. I'm lazy. I'll never change." And this is dangerous because the way you see yourself directly shapes the way you live your life. But here is the good news, self-respect can be rebuilt. You don't need to change everything at once. Just choose one small habit and stay consistent with it. Maybe it's reading 1 page every day. Maybe it's learning 3 new English words daily. Maybe it's waking up just 10 minutes earlier. Whatever you choose, commit to it and do it every single day. Slowly, your mind will start to change. You will begin to think, "I'm not lazy. I take action. I'm consistent. I'm powerful." And from that moment, your life starts to move in a new direction. Consistency is also the bridge between dreams and reality. Dreams are beautiful, but dreams without action remain only dreams. Almost everyone dreams of being rich, fluent in English, fit, confident, and respected. But not everyone is willing to walk the bridge that leads there. That bridge is called consistency. Without it, dreams stay in your imagination. With it, dreams turn into goals. Goals turn into plans. And plans slowly turn into reality. Think about J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was rejected by 12 publishers. She was a single mother, struggling financially, and emotionally exhausted. Still, she kept writing every day, even when no one believed in her. One day, her book was finally accepted, and today she is one of the most successful authors in the world. Imagine if she had quit. The world would never have known Harry Potter. That is the power of consistency. It brings hidden magic into the world. The same is true for your life. You have a gift, a voice, and a light inside you. But if you don't show up every day, the world will never see it. So ask yourself honestly, will you keep quitting on your dreams, or will you show up every day until your dream becomes your reality? And remember this final truth: motivation will fail you, but consistency will save you. Motivation is unreliable. On motivated days, everything feels easy. You wake up early, do the work, and feel unstoppable, like a superhero. But those days don't last forever. That is why consistency, not motivation, is what truly changes lives. But what happens the next day? What happens when it's raining, when you feel tired, when life suddenly hits you with a problem? In those moments, motivation disappears. You don't feel like doing anything, and this is exactly where most people give up. They start believing that if they don't feel motivated, they can't take action. But the people who truly win in life understand something very powerful. They know that motivation is not required. What is required is consistency. You don't wait to feel good to do the work. You do the work, even when you don't feel good. Let me give you an example you will never forget. Think about a mother with a newborn baby. She wakes up at 2 in the morning. She feeds the baby, holds the baby, and sings softly to help the baby sleep. She has not slept properly for days. She is tired and exhausted. Now ask yourself, is she motivated every single night? No. Is she inspired every time the baby cries? Of course not. But she still shows up. Why? Because she has a deep reason. Because it is her responsibility. Because love and purpose are stronger than mood. That is real consistency. And if you treat your dreams with the same love, seriousness, and responsibility, you will stop waiting for motivation. You will start showing up no matter what. Consistency means doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. Winners do not depend on mood. They depend on discipline. Now understand this important idea: small steps taken every day create massive results over time. Most people overestimate what they can do in one day, but they underestimate what they can achieve in 1 year. They want big changes very fast. So they try to study for 10 hours in 1 day. They try to lose 10 kilograms in 1 week. They try to build a business in just 2 months. And when they don't see instant results, they quit. They start saying things like, "It's not working," or "Maybe this is not for me," or "I'm not seeing any progress." But here is the truth. Success is not a one-day event. It is a slow process, a daily promise you keep with yourself. Let me tell you a true story. There was a man who decided to write just 1 sentence every day. He wanted to write a book, but he felt he had no time. So he made a simple promise to himself. He said, "I will write just one sentence every day. No pressure, no excuses." Some days, he wrote more than one sentence. Other days, he wrote only that single line. But the most important thing is that he never stopped. After 1 year, his book was complete, not because he rushed, but because he stayed consistent. That is the real secret. A small drop of water falling on a rock every day can eventually break even the strongest stone. Not because the drop is powerful, but because it is repeated again and again. You don't need to do everything today. You only need to do something every day. And if you keep going, one day you will wake up and realize you have built something big. Real success is built quietly, step by step, in silence. Now let's talk about how consistency turns struggle into strength. Struggles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you and make you stronger. But this only happens when you keep moving forward, not when you run away. Think about going to the gym for the first time. It hurts. Your muscles feel sore. You feel weak and uncomfortable, and you feel like quitting. But what happens if you go again the next day, and the day after that? Slowly, the pain turns into power. Weakness turns into strength. Shaking muscles become solid and strong. The same rule applies to every area of life: learning, discipline, language, confidence, and personal growth. At the beginning, everything feels uncomfortable. You make mistakes. People may laugh at you. You may feel embarrassed or like a failure. But if you stay consistent, something incredible happens. Your biggest weakness slowly becomes your biggest strength. Let me share a powerful example. There was a boy who could not speak clearly. He stammered, and whenever he tried to speak, people laughed at him. His classmates mocked him, and even his teacher advised him to avoid public speaking. But he refused to give up. Every single day, he practiced speaking in front of a mirror. He read books out loud, again and again, without stopping. He recorded his own voice and listened to it carefully. He joined debate clubs even when people laughed at him and made fun of his speech. He kept showing up, practicing, and improving, day after day. Today, that same boy is one of the most powerful motivational speakers in the world. His name is Eric Thomas. What made him unstoppable was not talent or luck. It was consistency in struggle. Always remember this: pain is temporary, but quitting makes that pain permanent. Now let's talk about another powerful lesson. Consistency teaches you how to respect time. Time is your greatest resource, but here is a hard truth: if you don't respect time, time will not respect you. The best way to respect time is to be consistent with how you use it. Think about how many hours we waste every day scrolling on our phones, watching meaningless content, complaining, overthinking, or doing nothing at all. Now imagine using just one of those hours every day to build something meaningful, to read, to practice, to learn, to create, or to grow. In 1 month, you would feel sharper. In 6 months, you would feel like a new person. In 1 year, your entire life could change. People often say, "I don't have time," but the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours. The difference is how we use them. Look at someone who is consistent. Their time feels powerful because they use it with intention. Let me share a life-changing example. There was a man who worked at a petrol pump. He dreamed of clearing the UPSC exam and becoming an officer. He worked 12 hours a day and had no coaching, no support, and no special resources. But he made a decision. Every day after work, he studied for 2 hours. Every morning, he revised for 30 minutes. No matter how tired he felt, he stayed consistent. People laughed at him. Relatives told him it was impossible. But after 3 years, he achieved his dream. He went from working at a petrol pump to becoming an officer. His success came from one thing: consistent investment of time. So ask yourself honestly, how are you using your time today? Time is not the problem. Your consistency with time is the real question. Now let's move to another important truth. Consistency attracts opportunity. This is something many people don't understand. Opportunities do not come to those who only want them. They come to those who are ready for them. And the way you prepare yourself is through consistency. Let me tell you a powerful story. There was a young artist who posted one drawing online every single day. For 3 years, almost no one noticed his work. He had no fame, no followers, and no appreciation. But he didn't stop. He kept creating, kept improving, and kept showing up every day, even when it felt pointless. One day, a famous company finally noticed his work. They loved his art and offered him a project. That single opportunity changed his entire life. He became a millionaire and started receiving attention from around the world. But here is the truth you must understand. It was not luck, and it was not sudden talent. It was the result of showing up every single day for 3 years when no one cared and no one applauded. That is the real magic of consistency. You do not chase opportunities. When you stay consistent, opportunities start chasing you. The universe respects effort, and effort repeated daily becomes a magnet for miracles. Your job is not to control the results. Your only job is to show up every day and let consistency quietly build your future. Now understand this clearly. The world respects only one thing: your daily actions, not your dreams. Everyone talks about dreams. People say they want to be rich, successful, respected, and make their parents proud. They talk with emotion, they cry, they pray, and they hope. But here is the brutal truth. The world does not care about your dreams. It does not care about how much pain you feel or how badly you want something. The world watches what you do every single day, not what you say. It respects the person who wakes up and works, not the person who talks all day and complains at night. Let me tell you a story that shook millions of people. There was a boy who dreamed of becoming an athlete. He had no money to buy shoes, so he practiced barefoot on a dusty road. He had no proper diet, so he survived on dry bread and salt. He had no support. Even his father told him to stop wasting his time. But that boy woke up every day at 4 in the morning and ran. He ran until his legs bled, until his lungs burned, until his muscles screamed in pain. Still, he did not stop. After 3 years, he won a national gold medal. Not because of talent. Not because of luck. But because of consistent action. People clapped for him when he won, but they never saw the blood on his feet. This is the truth of life. You are not rewarded for your pain. You are rewarded for your discipline. Every single day, ask yourself one honest question: what did I do today that proves I really want this? Now let's talk about talent. Talent is a bonus, but consistency is the real superpower. Yes, some people are born talented. They can sing better, run faster, or speak more clearly. And when we see them, we say, maybe they were born for this. But talent without consistency is a wasted gift. On the other hand, consistency without talent can defeat almost everything. Let me share another example. There was a girl from a small village who could not read English properly. When she tried to speak, people laughed at her. Her pronunciation was weak, her confidence was low, and no one believed in her. But she decided not to quit. Every single day, she practiced reading, speaking, and listening, even when it felt embarrassing and slow. She stayed consistent, and over time, what once felt impossible became her strength. That is the quiet power of consistency. Her confidence was almost zero. She could not even say good morning properly without feeling embarrassed. But inside her, there was fire. Every morning, she read just one page aloud. Every evening, she practiced one new English word. Every night, she recorded her own voice, listened to it carefully, and corrected her mistakes. She was not born talented. She was not rich. She had no strong support system. But she had one powerful habit: consistency. 4 years later, that same girl stood on a TEDx stage, speaking fluent English and sharing her journey with confidence. People listened, they clapped, and many of them cried. Today, she teaches English to thousands of students across India. Why did she succeed? Because talent may give you a head start, but consistency takes you to the finish line. The world is full of talented people who failed, but no one can stop a person who is consistent. If you want to become unforgettable, stop chasing talent and start sharpening your skills every single day. Now let's understand another hard truth: you cannot cheat time. Time will always expose reality. You can pretend to be busy. You can show fake progress on social media. You can lie to your parents, your friends, and even to yourself for a short time. But time never lies. Time has only one rule: it rewards those who truly show up, and it exposes those who only pretend. You may not see the difference in 1 week or 1 month, but give it 6 months or 1 year, and the results will speak louder than words ever can. Effort leaves evidence, and time reveals it. Let me explain this with a clear example. There was a man who wanted to start a YouTube channel. He made 3 videos. They received only 10 views. He felt disappointed and stopped. Another man started a channel too, but he decided to upload 1 video every single day for an entire year. His videos had poor lighting, bad audio, and almost no viewers in the beginning. For the first 6 months, no one noticed him. Still, he kept showing up. Today, that second man has more than 5 million subscribers, while the first man is still at 0. Why did this happen? Because consistency is not about quick success. It is about proving, day by day, that you are serious. Time notices your effort even when no one else does. So the real question is not, will I succeed? The real question is, will I keep showing up when no one is clapping? Because that is when time is testing you. And if you pass that test, nothing can stop what is coming next. Now let's talk about something very deep and very important. Consistency is how you break generational curses. This message is for those who say, "My family was always poor, no one in my family speaks English, we have always struggled, or we always failed." Listen very carefully. You are not responsible for the pain, limitations, or struggles you were born into. But you are responsible for not passing them on. And the only way to break these patterns is through consistent action, every single day. One person staying consistent can change the direction of an entire family for generations to come. You can end the suffering. You can change the story of your life and your family. But not by crying, not by blaming others, and not by waiting for miracles. Change only comes through consistent effort. There was a boy who grew up in a slum. His father was addicted to alcohol. His mother worked as a maid. He lived in a small, dark, one-room house with no comfort and no hope, at least according to society. People said he would end up just like his parents. But every night, when the world went to sleep, he sat under a streetlight and read books. He studied on an empty stomach. He walked 5 kilometers every day to attend a free coaching center. He did this daily, without excuses. Even when it rained. Even when he was sick. Even when he felt broken. Today, that boy is an IAS officer. He didn't just change his own life, he changed the future of his entire family. His children will live a completely different life because one person decided to be consistent enough to fight fate. You don't break generational curses by wishing. You break them by working daily, silently, and relentlessly. Consistency is how you tell the universe, this pain ends with me, and greatness begins here. Now understand this deeply. If you don't build habits, you will always be a slave to your emotions. Emotions are the biggest liars you will ever meet. They tell you that you're tired, so skip today. They tell you that you're sad, so rest. They whisper that you're not in the mood and you can start tomorrow. They say, just one day won't hurt. But that one day turns into 1 week. That 1 week becomes 1 month. And then one day, you look back and say, I used to be so consistent. What happened to me? The only way to escape this emotional trap is to build habits so strong that they work even when your emotions don't. Let me explain this with a simple example. There was a woman who wanted to become fit. She started waking up at 6 in the morning, going for walks, drinking water, and eating healthy food. One day, she felt low and said, "Let me rest today." That one decision opened the door to laziness. Then came unhealthy cravings. Then came guilt. Within 2 weeks, she was back at 0. But she didn't give up. She started again, this time with a different strategy. She stopped depending on her mood. She placed her shoes next to her bed. She prepared her clothes the night before. She made one simple rule: even if I feel completely exhausted, I will walk for just 2 minutes. She trained her brain to act without thinking. That's when everything changed. She didn't wait to feel motivated. She just acted. Today, she runs marathons and teaches fitness to others. Her body changed, her mindset changed, and her life changed because she built habits that did not care about her feelings. If you only act when you feel like it, you will never reach anywhere. But if you act consistently, your feelings will slowly adjust to your actions. Now hear this carefully. Your current life is the price you are paying for your laziness. And the real question is it worth it? Every single day you choose comfort over action, you are making a silent deal. You are trading your true potential for temporary ease. You are exchanging your future for a few extra minutes in bed. You are selling your dreams, your goals, and your self-respect just to scroll through meaningless notifications. And the scariest part is this deal does not happen loudly. It happens quietly. Slowly. Painfully. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly see your life destroyed. It happens step by step. Your body weakens silently. Your mind grows dull slowly. Your spirit fades without making noise. Let me show you how dangerous this can be. There was a man who wanted to start a business. Every day, he told himself, "Not today. I'm not ready yet. I need more time." One day became 1 year. 1 year became a lifetime of regret. And the saddest part? He was never afraid of failure. He was afraid of starting. He kept telling himself, "I'll start next month." Days turned into months, months into years. One day, he met his best friend, someone who had no money, no support, but had taken action with courage. That friend had built a successful business and had become a millionaire. That moment shattered him because he realized something harsh: success wasn't stolen from him. He had given it away. Every lazy day, every delayed plan, every "I'll do it later" was a payment he was unknowingly making with his own life. The question isn't whether your dreams are possible. The real question is, are you willing to pay the price for your laziness? Because whether you act or not, you are always paying a price. So ask yourself this right now: is what I am doing today worth the future I am sacrificing for it? Here's another truth: no one is coming to save you. You are your own rescue team. This may hit hard, but it needs to. From childhood, we are told to wait for someone, a mentor, a rich friend, a miracle. We wait and wait. But the truth is, no one is coming. Not because the world doesn't care, but because everyone is fighting their own battles. Everyone is dealing with their own doubts, fears, and struggles. They don't have time to save you, and you shouldn't wait for them to. Real power begins the moment you realize this. There was a girl stuck in a toxic relationship. She kept waiting for someone to notice her pain, to save her. No one came. One night, after crying herself to sleep for the 100th time, she looked in the mirror and said, "No one's coming, so I will save myself." She left broken, homeless, and alone, but free. She worked at a small bakery, learned design online, and eventually built her own store. Today, she owns a brand worth 10 crore. When asked how she did it, she said, "I stopped waiting and started building." You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just waiting too long. Stand up. Be your own savior. Because the rescue mission has only one name on it: yours. Here's another truth: the pain you avoid today becomes the regret you carry forever. Growth is painful. Discipline is painful. Sacrifice is painful. But the pain of regret is far worse. Waking up 10 years later to find yourself unsuccessful, broke, and directionless is the price of avoiding pain. There was a boy who hated studying. He wanted to party, have fun, and enjoy life. 15 years later, he saw his old schoolmate traveling the world, running businesses, and taking care of his parents. He cried, not because the other guy was lucky, but because he had avoided the same pain that could have built him. Pain is inevitable. You can choose it today through hard work, or tomorrow through regret, but you cannot escape it. Make your pain count. Every second you waste is a second someone else is using to get ahead. Time is not your friend. It is not your comfort zone. It is a ticking bomb that never stops. Every second you scroll, overthink, or delay action, someone else is learning, building, and growing. There was a young man who wanted to be a filmmaker. He spent his evenings scrolling, watching others create, wasting his time. On the other side of the city, another man, the same age, with the same dream, made one short film every week. 1 year later, the first man had nothing to show. The second man had built a portfolio, a reputation, and momentum. The difference? He used his time consistently while the other wasted his. No budget, no comfort, just pure passion. That's all it takes. In 2 years, the second man, who used every moment wisely, was working in Hollywood. The first man? Still dreaming, still waiting, still wasting time because he mistook it for a gift. But time is not a gift. Time is a weapon, and it only works for those who use it. Right now, there's a kid in a slum waking up at 5 a.m., running barefoot, practicing English, recording his voice, reading books. He doesn't have a phone like you. He doesn't have comfort. He doesn't even have shoes. But he will beat you. While you scroll, delay, and waste seconds, he's turning every single moment into a stepping stone. Time isn't just passing, it's preparing someone else to take what could have been yours. So the choice is yours, rise now, or watch them leave you behind forever. Here's another truth that will shake you: you cannot stay the same person and expect a different life. If you want change, you cannot keep the same habits, the same thoughts, the same friends, or the same routines. You must upgrade, or you will stay stuck. There was a man who wanted success, but he still woke up at 10 a.m., partied every weekend, hung out with gossiping friends, and spent hours on social media. Then he cried, "Why is my life not changing?" Because nothing had changed, he was the same person. On the other hand, there was a woman who cut everything toxic from her life: TV, junk food, toxic friends, late nights. She created a completely new version of herself, one who read books, took care of her health, showed up every day, built skills, and built discipline. Within 1 year, she had a new job, a new body, a new circle, a new mind, a new life. Why? Because she understood one critical truth: you cannot bring an old version of yourself into a new world. If you want a 2.0 life, you must become the 2.0 version of yourself. And here's the ultimate truth that should haunt you: when you die, people will not talk about your dreams, they will talk about what you actually did. They won't remember your plans, your ideas, or your intentions. They will remember your actions. There was a man full of brilliant ideas about writing a book, but he never wrote it. When he died, his friends said he had so much potential, but it died with him. Then there was a woman who dreamed of teaching girls in rural villages. She didn't wait for permission or help. She started teaching one girl at a time, giving one book at a time. When she passed away, thousands of girls cried, and a school was built in her name. She lived her dream, she didn't just dream it. Ask yourself this: if you died tomorrow, what would people say about you? Would they say, "He talked big but did nothing"? Or would they say, "She changed lives because she showed up every single day"? This life is not a rehearsal. You only get one shot. Make it count. You don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. You just have to keep showing up. One small step every single day can build the life you once dreamed of. Consistency is not hard, it just takes heart. So no more waiting. Start today, and don't stop. Your future is already watching. Make it proud.